Hey friends, thanks for joining me today. We need to take a few minutes and talk about chisels. All right, so a chisel is an extremely useful tool. It is a way to cut material, remove material without the use of power tools. So there are many different kinds of chisels and many different sizes of chisels. Get the one that works for you the best for a number of different operations or number of different cuts. So we also have different styles of chisels. You can see this one has a solid steel top to it that allows the chisel to be hit there and not damage the handle. This one is a more inexpensive chisel. It does not have a solid metal piece right here. You can see how the metal is transferred all the way to the chisel in this one, where this one does not have that. So this can take a lot more abuse in relation to this. But your chisels shouldn't take a whole lot of abuse because they should be sharp, and that allows you to cut efficiently. But that's a video for another time, how to sharpen a chisel. What we want to look at today is how to use them and some different things to be aware of when you do use them. So here we have a set of chisels from Harbor Freight. I'll put a link in the description talking about that to the other video. But these chisels were given to us from Harbor Freight, and this set is a nice set. It's an inch, a 3/4 inch, and a 1/2 inch chisel. We have some nice covers on the tips, and these are nice to keep, and don't just take them off and throw them away because it protects that cutting edge. You can see how nice and sharp it is in there. We'll flip this off and it's nice and sharp. And if I save this and put it back on, it'll stay sharp. But if I don't, and I just throw it in a toolbox or I throw it in a tool belt or something, it'll end up getting dull faster. So, good to keep those little things. You can see this has that solid metal. With these, you can use a hammer with a metal head. It's not recommended, but you can do it. What is preferred is to use a mallet. This does not put the extra stress on that metal, and you won't have any pieces that ever fly off and can hurt somebody. So a mallet is recommended, and it doesn't matter what your mallet looks like as long as it can put force from your hand, from your body, into the chisel and ultimately into your piece of work. So let's take a look at how this is done. All right, so here we have a board, and I'm just gonna draw a little area that I wanna chisel out. So I just randomly drew that. I don't know what size it is. I'm going to fit my chisel to that area, to that work. Now I could chisel like this, but if I go like that, I'm gonna have trouble because I'm too wide for that area. So I'm gonna see if my 1/2 inch, and it's actually perfect. I did not mean to do that, but it works out great. What you can do on this is you can use your widest chisel to chisel the perimeter. Now this bevel, you want to put it towards the inside of what you're removing. You don't want to put it towards the outside because it will cut straight down on this face. So we'll put it on the outside, right on that line. And we're just going to give it a little tap. We are not trying to remove this whole thing right away. We're also not trying to destroy our chisel. It's not going to be a bam, 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 bam. not all like that. So now I can grab my 1/2" chisel. Now I have my perimeter cut, so these grains aren't going to continue and split out if I chisel this way. There's a couple different ways you can chisel. One is to put the bevel edge down flat, and you can chisel like that. But that doesn't always give you as much control as what we would like. So another way to do it is to do little cuts. Then you can come back and you can remove that. And now you can continue to go deeper. We don't want to go the whole thing all at once. We don't want to do that. Okay? It doesn't end with a good cut. It ends with the board wanting to separate those grain layers and not cut them. So the better thing to do is a little bit at a time. And then go back and remove that. Just like so. And then you keep working on that and you'll get a nice cut. So now you can continue this all the way through, however deep you want, but that is how you would use a chisel. Make sure to maintain your chisels after you get done. If you have some glue on it or whatnot, wipe that glue off. Remember, these are not a pry bar. They are also not a screwdriver. Do not take your chisels and abuse them doing other tasks that there are tools meant to do those certain tasks. Also remember, when you chisel, chisel away from your body. If you chisel toward yourself, it can slip and then injure you. So make sure you chisel away from yourself, and also if your friend or somebody's working over here, don't chisel towards them to where you would slip and get them too. And as always, eye protection is required. Got to protect those eyeballs, folks. So remember, folks, work hard when you're working with your tools, because hard work is its own reward. Protect your tools, and thanks for watching.